Greetings. So let's get to the next chapter. And yeah. So chapter 56 talks about the holidays of 2015 and the first half of 2016. So when Erica saw her father's hair, she saw that it was getting a little bit too long. Since he's made in Japan Japanese, he needs a Japanese woman to cut his hair. After talking with Michael, he found several hairdressers in San Francisco. Found several Japanese hairdressers in San Francisco. Once Michael found the right one that their father would like, they set up monthly appointments with a Japanese hairdresser to prevent an argument over pricing. Erica just paid for the next 12 appointments up front and requested that the hairdresser not mention the price. Much to her relief, her father consented and he got his monthly haircut from the hairdresser. Christmas at Michael's parents' home was also eventful. Erica and Michael had their father join them. Part of the reason is to show him the progress on his permanent home. Because they're gonna live in the same gated community. The Murphy Construction Company finished the foundation, walls, roof, windows, doors, electrical system, and plumbing by this point. As of the day before Christmas, the tentative move-in date is Memorial Day weekend. However, they asked him to prepare for 4th of July move-in date so they can do their own inspection before they called in the county's building inspector. Not surprisingly, the father agreed. He had a lot to prepare for anyway, because he's trying to get into university and, trying to readjust to life back in the United States. So, the last thing on his mind is moving again, So at this time, Michael's parents listened very carefully to Erica's father about what exactly he wants in his permanent home. Since it will be 2-bedroom home, he wants the second bedroom to be all about Leilani, his new dog. And the second bathroom is only to be used if something breaks in the master bathroom. So they spent the rest of the Christmas hashing out everything her father wanted in his own home. Even when the university will accept his admission, it will be an uphill battle for a non-traditional student to pass his classes. Granted, Erica and Michael talked with him about the fact that they did have classmates who graduate with their adult child or grandchild. And also universities have a computer lab with staff that can help him. Also, they have a department full of tutors to help with coursework, term papers, prepare for examinations. To further help him prepare, they had him register for classes at a local community college that will help him see exactly how much homework he will have and give him practice for how this country's educational system works. Erica prayed that it wasn't too late. Much to her relief, his employer at Golden Gate Park gave him nothing but short of glowing workplace evaluations, and they already offered to write his letter recommendations. So at this time, she noticed something very interesting about Leilani. Before her father got his dog, he easily triggered Erica. But once he got the dog, something is inhibiting his tendency to make her mad. She did not know if her father was already this way when he finally realized his marriage is over, or is there something about this dog which stops him from pushing her emotional buttons. Regardless of what has caused this change, Erica was grateful. Also during this party, Erica's father pulled her aside. He told her to be honest with him. Is the Hashimoto family really 100% Japanese, or are they mixed race? Erica admitted that she already knew ahead of time that they're part Hawaiian, part Portuguese. She apologized for not being honest with him. He said that he thought so. Granted, he can't really relay this nugget back to her mom's side of the family, and he's estranged from his own family, so there's nothing for Erica to worry about. Also, it's been 10 years since they got married. It's a non-issue by now. In addition, these past couple of years, she did notice that Michael's 5 o'clock shadow looks more brown than black. When Michael asked her if anything was the matter, she shook her head. Instead, she said that she does appreciate the fact that Michael and his entire family are mixed race. Rather than see the world from one racial, ethnic perspective, he does understand where Japanese Americans, Americans, Portuguese Americans are coming from at the same time. So when someone says something derogatory about air quotes white people, he can correct them by letting them know, hey, I'm part Portuguese. Moreover, when people learn his entire family is mixed race, people either look up to him or they're curious. She added that mixed race people are good looking. When she looked at his face, he smiled gently. There was also one more thing of interest. Sometime after her father adopted Leilani, Erica noticed that Leilani walked similar to the cats from the fishing village. When she talked with Michael about this, he looked at the way the dog walks and noticed it as well. They didn't know what this means, however, it was intriguing. In addition, there was one more thing that was bugging her. Even though Japan is honest and keeps detailed written records, she couldn't help but wonder if she is really 100% Japanese. However, since they would visit her father's side of the family the following year, she let the matter go for now. Also, the same as in the previous year, each person had a furoshiki waiting for them at the dining table. Michael's furoshiki contained a gift card to a local home improvement store. This was exactly what he needed. Since he and Alex are borrowing Richard's toolkit, their own set of tools will come in handy. Next, Erica's furoshiki contained a gift certificate to a local ikebana class. Out of the kindness of Michael's father's heart, he was helping Erica with floral arrangements in her home. However, it made better sense if she could take classes from a master. That way she can not only build her own, she can come up with her own style of flower arrangements. After she thanked them for the beginning sewing kit and the certificate, she made room in the schedule to learn how to make her own ikebana creations. She decided the first project would be to make a better Valentine's Day centerpiece. And Erica's father got a gift certificate to Macy's department store. Michael's father explained that even though park rangers wear uniform, he would still need to wear formal business clothing to job interviews as well as other business-related functions. Her father thanked Michael's parents for their generosity. They nodded. And there was one more thing. After they left his parents' gated community, Michael took Erica to one of Chachi's elder siblings' home in San Francisco. Her elder brother's name is Eugene. After he got married, he changed his name to Eugene. Her elder sister's name is Rayra. After she got married, she changed her name to Layla. They're both of Chachi's elder siblings gave her a proposal. They wanted her to start a podcast together on YouTube. They would have Michael and their respective spouses join them and will talk about being married to a person who was bi. Erica knew exactly where this was going. She carefully told them she would agree as long as they set up ground rules that all parties will agree to. Also, since she released her first feature-length film, and she did not mention her younger brother is also gay, she will have to start the podcast explaining why this wasn't mentioned. Moreover, there are people who had to delete their YouTube channel, even got a divorce due in part to what they did or said in social media. Granted, their marriage or personal life may have had less integrity to begin with. However, they need to make certain they are extra careful what they say and do, both in private and in public, and they need to keep their life on the internet separate from their actual life. After everyone agreed to their conditions, they started hashing out what they would say during their first podcast. It made sense. Podcasts are becoming more popular, plus they may help other couples who are in a mixed orientation marriage. And since she's no longer permanent full-time staff at the clinic, she's a bit free to talk about her personal life, as long as it's not about her medical conditions. Also, this will give her a chance to get to know Chachi's other siblings better. She also made one more concession. If they make money from this new venture, she does not need any of it. Much to her relief, they respected her request. Starting the new year, they agreed to meet once a month to film the podcast. They would start with pre-recordings just in case they need to edit or scrap an episode based on what is said. Once they're on the same page, they can try out live streaming. During the final week of December, Erica went to her office at the clinic to put all of her belongings into a box. She did this because when you were on office, once she starts working as a junior marriage, family, child counselor, it was bittersweet. Even if at some point she returns as a full-time staff person at the clinic, right now it was time for her to move on. Before she left, she personally thanked each person, offered to continue to help them. Starting in New Year, she will only help the community health education team go to local schools to teach them about sexual health education. On the way home, Erica and Michael stopped by Michael's parents' house. They had a family discussion about Erica and Michael's meeting with their father's estranged family. Michael's parents need to make sure nothing bad happens during their meeting. After the heart-to-heart talk, Michael's parents decided to join Erica and Michael during their visit to her father's family. Also, Erica, Michael, and his parents agreed to meet them only in a public place, and they set the groundwork that they are not to make any further contact with Erica, her mother's side of the family, and the entire Hashimoto family. Also, they would stay at the hotel for night, and they would leave town the next day. Before Erica and Michael returned to their home, she wrote a carefully written letter with Michael's parents telling them exactly what to write. After Erica took out the prayer beads and prayed, she mailed the letter out the next day. Much to her relief, her father's side of the family replied back saying only that they look forward to meeting her husband, and his parents. When the studio caught wind of Erica's donations to the food bank and public schools, they asked her to consider letting them take over donating. It would easily snowball when the economy tanks or something else happens. Moreover, this will free her to focus on helping Maria's parents expand their business from transporting senior citizens to helping their caregivers. With the studio taking over the donations, they would get a huge tax break as well. After she consulted with Michael, she acquiesced. It made sense, win-win. At this time, they prepared to spend New Year's Day celebrations at Chachi's parents' home in the same gated community. On the day before, Erica got a call from the immigration attorney. He scheduled a time when they'll meet that Monday. At this time, Erica and Michael told their respective employers that they would take a day off due to a family matter. That night, Erica took out her prayer beads to pray. Around this time, she got the worst news. Her father's standardized college admissions test scores still aren't high enough. However, they did suggest, her father take classes at a local community college that spring, summer, and fall, so the whole year. So she hired a new private tutor to help her father's test score higher. Again, he apologized for the inconvenience. She waved her hand away, but this time she all but gave up on the public school system. They focused so much on the resource of helping female students succeed in academics. However, this was at a cost to male students. By this time, she was less angry at her younger brother failing kindergarten, having issues with his male physical education teacher in middle school. So she wasn't surprised that they were going to give her father a hand up. At this time, she made a mental note to meet with the department chair in person, ask what she needs to do to get her father into their program. She also made a mental note to talk to the community health education staff about what she needs to do to bring awareness to the fact that male students are failing classes and dropping out. This is especially an issue for straight couples. There will be more couples where the woman has more education than men. Also, she made a mental note to add this nugget of information to her directed video on their senior capstone project. The good news was the fact that the immigration attorney was able to get her father's permanent resident card back. Her father turned his card in over to the Department of Immigration and Naturalization Service before 9/11. After 9/11, it's disbanded, and the new Department of Homeland Security did not have any record of her father turning his card in. As a result, the attorney was able to convince the new Department of Homeland Security that he, air quotes, lost his permanent resident card. After the attorney paid the replacement card fee, he was able to give the great news to her father in person. All her father has to do, go to the new department, get his photo taken, and his replacement card will be in the mail. After Erica and her father thanked the attorney, he added that this trip is pro bono. His parents are also immigrants, and he kept them in mind as he navigated the system. So this New Year's is going to be her toughest. Her father got his permanent resident card back, but the university is just not going to let her father in just because she has the funds. So she beefed up her efforts to help her father get in. After he pays tuition at the community college, she also worked in his health. First, she took him to her former employer, the clinic, to get the blood work done. Not surprisingly, he does have asbestos, lead, and mold in the system. This time, she asked the clinic's environmental medicine specialist to not only start her father on detox, but also write an article about the need to bring awareness to the fact that some homes in California were hastily built and residents have toxins in their system. Next, she took her father to the dentist and eye doctor. His eyesight is still 20/20, however, his dental health needs a lot of work. It wasn't surprising that he neglected it. In Japan, people only see the dentist when they absolutely have to. It's different in states where there's a strong push to see a dentist even when nothing is wrong. Again, she talked with the clinic's environmental medicine specialist about possible link between dental health and the risk of dementia. Her maternal grandmother sadly died from complications caused by dementia. Since Japanese people don't see a dentist until it's too late, she wondered whether or not dental health has anything to do with it. Moreover, this would be an argument for all people to see a dentist even if nothing's wrong with their teeth. Much to her relief, he said that he'll make a research article about this possible connection. At this time, she made a mental note to talk to her uncles about getting dental care for her mom and her brother the next time she visits them in Japan. After she found a dentist that offers dental insurance to their patients, she set up a payment plan, got her father the dental care he needed. When she got her father's health back, while she got her father's health back, she went to the studio's first meeting of the new year. She asked the studio consider remaking their first film about Martina the beautiful cockroach. Maria said that was her project. She has more life experience with Erin's journey still ongoing. Maria says she'll work on it. Next, Erica talked about the fact that the patron mentioned the fact that her first feature-length film was completely different from her senior capstone. She proposed making a direct-to-DVD film. Granted, she too has more life experience. At this time, Lucas carefully asked her to put on hold for now. They need to work on Marie's film first. After Erica acquiesced, she proposed remaking the studio's first television show showcasing local businesses. Jonathan said that this was his pet project. He will work on with Erica on it. After they went over the rest of the items on the agenda, they concluded their meeting. During the week, Erica and Jonathan worked on remaking his first television show. Erica wanted to focus on the fact that the Murphy Hotel houses some college students and has them working part-time in exchange for reduced rent. As a result, Jonathan and the hotel owners respected her need to focus on that aspect of the hotel. She also wanted the hotel owners to work with them on editing the pilot episode. That way there won't be any surprises on both sides. Again, Jonathan let her do that as well. Not surprisingly, as soon as they pitched their revamped television show to local television stations, one of them immediately gave them the green light. They started with the pre-purchase of 10 episodes. The first episode will air during the summer season, while their usual shows are on hiatus. For the second episode, they showcased the Murphy grocery store. This store helped Erica afford groceries by offering a 10% discount. When she proposed donating enough money so all customers would get the discount, they counter-proposed by giving all customers a 10% discount for 1 year from the date the episode first airs. She acquiesced and let them wait until the episode airs. At long last, for the third episode, she showcased the business Maria's parents started to help transport local seniors to where they need to go, doctor's appointments, grocery store runs, etc. Since some of their family members are attorneys, they already consulted with them to include helping local caregivers. Also, since some of her father's siblings are also semi-retired and everyone in the Murphy family has 110% integrity. Also, since some of Maria's father's siblings are semi-retired, everyone in the Murphy family has 110% integrity. They have been hired to help caregivers give them a much-needed break. She did the same for local small businesses that helped her out, including the Murphy department store and other businesses. Erica was on the roll with each small business. She worked closely with Jonathan and the business owner to make the best possible episode and help the business gain more customers at the same time. Once school resumed, Erica worked closely with the public university in San Francisco to keep them updated on her progress to get their father into the university. Also, she took a day off to go back to the South Bay to work on the next set of scholarships. At this time, she realized that part of the reason her younger brother failed to kindergarten and had issues with his teacher wasn't his fault. The California public school system focused only helping female students succeed academically at the cost of male students. Growing up, she saw so many male students fail. This will cause many straight couples to have a wife with significantly higher level of education than her husband. Erica showed her to think how this would change married life in the coming years. Wives would earn more money than husbands as a result. It's only a matter of time before this affects their children and the entire state of California as well. On weekends, Erica doubled her effort to help her father get into the public university in San Francisco. She has until August to get her father into the campus for the spring 2017 semester. So she had her father take mostly English and math classes to get him ready for university. Moreover, she beefed up her effort in finding a future right tutor who will get a standardized college admissions test score high enough to be admitted to the university. Also, she started working with Chachi's elder siblings to get their podcast from concept to reality. When Michael helped her put her makeup on, she realized how much Michael has improved her. Back in 2000, she was wearing made in Japan Japanese clothes. Her hairstyle and behavior was lesbian adjacent. As the friendship grew, she looked and behaved more like a straight woman. She started to wear makeup, and she only needed help when she was in front of the camera. As the podcast grew in popularity, Erica slowly gained the knowledge she needed about exactly what it means to be married to a gay man. Just as Kim and Peter helped Chachi recover from her surgery, Chachi paid it forward by helping Erica navigate this country without her parents and younger brother. Now Chachi's elder siblings are helping Erica understand more about the world Michael lived in. This podcast was exactly what she needed to further help her understand her younger brother and Michael. There was one funny thing about this podcast. As her father was learning how to use the internet, he did come across their podcast. At this time, he told her in person that he couldn't understand Erica when she was growing up. After she married Michael, she finally became, air quotes, normal. When she had a perplexed look on their face, he laughed. On a serious note, when Erica and Michael cuddled on the couch, she genuinely apologized to Michael for being afraid that he might cheat on her. Her father's extramarital affair continues to haunt her. It's not that she has anything against him being bi. He knew that she was going to bring this up sooner or later. So he immediately waved his hand and told her he knew exactly where this fear is coming from. He will remain extra vigilant and make sure he doesn't engage in any emotional or physical affair. And when she looked at his face, she knew that he was telling the truth. At this time, she carefully asked him to speak up when he knows that she's doing something wrong. He doesn't deserve misdirected anger. That's between her and her father. By the same token, he doesn't deserve her being distrustful of Michael. Again, that's between her and her father. So when he hugged her, she hugged him right back. That being said, she said she appreciates the fact that he's bi. When he had a perplexed look on his face, she explained, most people are either exclusively straight or exclusively gay. Even if they're allies, they don't know what it's like to be anything other than who they're attracted to. Remotely similar to Michael being mixed race, he can see things from a different perspective because he's also bi. He understands where gay people are coming from. At the same time, he understands where straight people are coming from as well. By extension, Alex and Chachi also see things from different perspectives because they're trans. They understand where men are coming from. At the same time, they understand where women are coming from as well. Michael wasn't odd. At this time, she said out loud that the gay community does not support trans and bi people. Instead, the community needs to be united. That year, her birthday was on a Sunday. After attending Sunday services at a local Buddhist temple, Erica and Michael went to a local Costco, renewed their membership, paid for the auto, home, pet insurance for Kamali. Since that day was all about Erica, Alex and Chachi joined to harvest her favorite delicacy, sea urchins. In April, Erica and Michael filed their income tax separately. They'll need to do that for the next few years, so they owe less income tax. Much to their relief, they owed less since they donated a significant amount to local charities. At this time, they made a mental note to stay in touch with their accountant so they can keep this pace up. Moreover, she noticed something interesting. Her donations did decrease the amount of income tax she owed. However, her donation to the alma mater decreased the amount even more than the donations she contributed to the food banks. So, at this time, she consulted with the accountant and Michael about what else she can do to reduce her income tax burden. At this time, she brought the receipts she's spending to help her father get back on his feet. Per the accountant, as long as she labels each expense a specific way, she can also report those as deductions as well. So after talking with Michael and the accountant, she decided to donate more money to her college and universities than food banks. At this time, she and Michael decide to talk with his parents. Once her father moves into their community, they're in charge of helping her father. However, if they let her pay for her father's educational expenses, then they will owe less income tax. Erica and Michael may even get a refund as well. So that evening, they talked with his parents. Much to their relief, they gave him the green light on one condition: she's only to help with education-related expenses. Also, she went to the Murphy family to get advice on exactly how they helped her get on her feet. That way she could do the same with her father. Everything is starting to come full circle for Erica. At this time, she wondered what else she can do to pay back the Murphy family for all of their help. Around this time, she returned to the alma maters to help them decide who will be next recipients of her scholarship. On her way back to San Francisco, she stopped by her former landlord's office to give him a gift box of hickory farms. In late May, Ashley and Trey Murphy Jr. graduated from Public University in South Bay. The entire Hashimoto family flew in from Hawaii to congratulate Ashley, while the entire Murphy family drove down from San Francisco as well. A few days later, Aaron Murphy Shaw and Rio Amaya graduated from Public University in San Francisco. The entire Murphy, Shaw, and Amaya families attended graduation. From Australia, Aaron's father, elder brother, his wife, their 2 children flew in from San Francisco into San Francisco International Airport. Aaron's aunt, husband, and their son, his wife, 2 kids flew in from New York City. At this time, both couples announced their respective engagement. They will have a double wedding when they complete graduate school. During Memorial Day weekend, Alex and Chachi had their annual barbecue at the gated community. This year, it was a combination of barbecue celebrating both couples' graduation and engagement. That weekend, Michael's eldest sister and her husband started moving from Hawaii to their new home into the spare duplex. They spent the barbecue taking a break from moving in. After the barbecue, Erica, her father, Michael, Ashley, Aaron, Rio, Trey Jr. had an impromptu meeting. After Erica explained her father's situation to them, they offered to not only help improve her father's test score, they also offered to help him register for summer and fall class at the local community college. They also offered to tutor him so he'll pass his classes. Much to her relief, he passed all of his spring classes, so she acquiesced. Since they just graduated from university, they're the best possible people to help her father. At this time, they exchanged cell phone numbers with her father. On Tuesday, Ashley, Kim, and Richard flew to Japan to go to Tokyo Disneyland. Trey Murphy Jr., his parents flew to Los Angeles to visit Anaheim's Disneyland. During the week, Erica went to the studio to work for the next 2 weeks. Much to everyone's relief, the revamped television show showcasing local small business was a smash hit. They got the green light to make 10 new episodes to start next January. So Erica started lining up the next 10 small businesses. At this time, the clinic requested services from the studio. Erica and some of the crew spent the day at the clinic. Aaron's mother had their first endometriosis podcast in the conference room. Since most people who watch the podcast don't know who they are, they started by introducing themselves. A local doctor who specialized in endometriosis was present to make adjustments to what they said as needed. First, Maria Murphy Shaw talked about her family's journey. After she met Peter, Jonathan, and her future husband Gavin Ewan Shaw. Peter was the one who realized that her monthly pain is not normal. After some back and forth between his grandfather and Gavin's grandfather, they took her to a team of surgeons in the former West Germany. There she was diagnosed with endometriosis. The surgery was successful. After she married Gavin, she went on to having 2 kids. Everything seemed alright until her daughter Erin was diagnosed as experiencing stage 4 endometriosis at the young age of 18 years. Next, Glenn talked about her family's journey. Her grandmother was a DES mother. Her physician prescribed the drug to prevent her from having a miscarriage. Her mom's first pregnancy ended when she experienced a miscarriage after Maria was diagnosed with endometriosis. Glenda had the same surgery in her hometown of Manhattan. Her first pregnancy resulted in a son. Her second pregnancy ended when she experienced an ectopic pregnancy. Then they had a podcast about where they are on their life journey and what they want the viewers to learn from their experience with endometriosis. After the director yelled cut, the clinic's staff talked at length with both of them. After the studio's crew returned to the studio, they started editing the video, got it ready to be uploaded onto the clinic's website. As soon as the podcast aired online, there was a lot of discussions. For women who are preparing for the surgery, they want to know what they want their doctor to do in case they have endometriosis. Granted, only 10 to 50% of women in this country have it, so there's an 85 to 90% chance that they don't have this disease. So they had a follow-up podcast addressing what women can say to the doctor before the first surgery. For women who have already gone through the surgery, they talked about their experience. They want to either be a guest on the next podcast, or they wanted more podcasts with more women talking about their experience. During weekends, Alex Chachi During the weekends, Alex, Chachi, Erica, Michael attended Pride events throughout the Bay Area. Friday, June 17th, Ashley, Kim, Rich returned from the trip from the vacation from Japan. After they picked up Halia from Erica and Michael dropped off Kamali with Kim and Richard. At this time, Erica, Michael, and his parents prepare for the trip to Hawaii and Japan. So, questions, comments, constructive criticisms, let me know, and I shall see you next time. Take care.